What up, YouTube friends? Look at a mustache though, it's clean. I've even put some gel in it so it does the thing at the end. Welcome back to my channel. If you love 8 turbos, and I sound like a car salesman right now, and you want to see more of 8 turbos, make sure you subscribe to the channel because it really helps out, man. We did get some stuff in the mail here. Some funny stuff in the mail, actually. So we got this. It's actually a wrench hammer. Look at that. Someone's actually made this. It's got like a hammer on the end of the wrench. But I mean, the wrench was a hammer regardless. But this just makes it way cooler. And we got a little note. I got you an adjustable hammer that has a built-in hammerhead because your other adjustable hammers are pussies. Enjoy, buddy. And then I won't say your name because I might mess it up. And then someone else actually sent us some tape for back purging. They didn't leave their name, but I think they just called themselves D. But they said this is for purging. Stop with the tinfoil ball. Wrap around the joint. A bunch of stuff that I'm not going to read to you guys. And then it just says, thanks, D. So I'm going to just call you Doink. We did end up ordering some of this. As you can see, this is the same size as this. So if we do find a crank-driven supercharger for a decent price, I will put it on this car and I will run it into each one of these turbos and we'll compound the boost that way. I don't want to run these exhausts into this turbo because I realize that if we overspin these turbos, break off a wheel, it's going to ruin this turbo, and we paid way too much money for this to run a compound setup with the risk of blowing this turbo up. This, also a neat product we got off Amazon. It's a neat little kit. I like buying little kits on Amazon that come in boxes. But this is an NPT tap set, which is gonna be really handy because I lost my other NPT taps for some reason. And then we got 8 oil lines. These are 24 inches. They came from Amazon. So we got 8 of them, and then we got some oil returns and a cap. Which means today we're gonna work on our oiling system because when our pipes come in and we can weld our manifolds up, if we have our oiling system done, we'll be able to fire the car up. There's so much stuff out here like lying around because Virginia was using these for photos for her OF thing. But what we're gonna be doing today is gonna be super fun, is we're gonna build ourselves a remote mount oiling system, like a dry sump. You can't even call it a dry sump because it's just auxiliary. It's an auxiliary oiling system. We're gonna build an auxiliary tank. Here's our cap. This is how we're gonna start building our tank. It's gonna go from this into our pump, and then it's gonna come out of our pump into these 2 rails. These are vacuum manifolds. We're gonna use them for oil feed, so we'll run 4 of these ports to 4 turbos, and we'll have 2 of them, so it'll Y off here into these. It'll come out 8 of these. Crazy to think about, but 8 oil feed lines. And then it's gonna drain from these back into our tank and then back through the pump. So if we build a tank that has like, I don't know, 3 or 4 liters of capacity, it should be enough to handle our turbo system here. I don't know if I should put a remote mount filter on it, like this is our remote mount filter for our oiling system for the engine. But I don't want to use the engine oil for the turbos because I don't want to lose oil pressure in the engine because that's what's going to save our engine here. So we have to find a good spot to put a tank, and it looks like it's going to be like, honestly, right here seems like a really good spot to put a tank. If I build it from here over to the rail and somehow support it somewhere in here, we could drain it down into the tank, drain it across all of these into the tank, and then mount the pump somewhere and go from there. It literally just can't be me, right? I'm constantly losing something that I just had in my hands. This is small window joke. Yeah, I get it. No, I lost my measuring tape. I need it. Oh, right here. We'd probably go 10 inches comfortably here. 10 by 8 by 5. We're gonna need the board for this one. 10 times 8 times 5 gives us 400. What's 400 cubic inches in liters? So if we did go 10 by 8 by 5, we'd have 400 cubic inches, which means 325 cubic inches is 5.3 liters. That's like 6, almost 7 liters of oil. That seems like too much. So let's go for a number and then build a box the same size we need. Although we won't be filling it up to the top, so the 10 by 8 by 5 gives us a liter of airspace in the thing too. So maybe we'll go 10 by 8 by 5 because it fits there good. Oh, nice fresh aluminum sheet. This aluminum welding will be that to me. I've only got like this one and the bottom two that way done. But I keep moving around so I don't heat up one spot too much. But it's taking forever. Well, we have a box. I'm not going to touch it because it's hot, but that's an hour of welding I'll never get back. Obviously, it's not perfect. We didn't clean the aluminum as much as I probably should have, but if we wanted to buff it out, it'd buff out. The welds look pretty decent to me. Looks like it'll hold. And then once it cools down, we put it in the car and see where we're gonna put it. By the way, I'm gonna just keep hoarding turbos. These two are for the Fox. That's the 88, that's the 80, and that's for Tokyo's car, 269s. But I'm gonna just keep hoarding them because I'm a turbo hoarder. Okay, it's still semi-hot, but I'm willing to burn myself for you guys just to see if this fits. I mean, somewhere there probably works fine because it's only got to be gravity drained from here into the pan, and it can we can make like some sort of rail distribution here. Oh, it's in the front actually. I don't want to go over with individual hoses. I'd like to make some sort of collector manifold here and then go from here with a couple of big hoses. Here we go. This is a good example. You can see where our turbo drain is here. If we clock the turbo down, then the hose has to come this way, but it has to go between all of the runners on all of them anyways. So we build a piece of pipe. I might use like a 1-inch piece instead of this, but this is a good example. And we'll mount it like this at a bit of an angle. And then we can put 4 bungs in this pipe here and then run the hoses down into this pipe, and we'll put it at a slight angle. And then on the end, we'll run like a -12 bung or something, and then run that into the tank on both sides here. We just need something to hold this up with. It looks like we could probably modify the fuel rails a little tiny bit to go off those bolts. Actually, mounting it to the fuel rails might be they need to heat up the fuel though, so I don't want to do that either. We'll figure something out there. New day! We got our stainless in to finish the manifold. That's cool, but we're not going to do that yet. We bought a whole bunch of fittings and stuff to try and build our oiling system. And we have some 1-inch and some 3/4 and then some hose here, some high pressure stuff. It's like 300 PSI stuff. So we'll try and do. We're finally taking this turbo off. So sad. But this bracket actually has to be remade with a different Maven mount because this one did leak last season. So this bar has to be remade. So this is probably going to be the best place to build a tank holder off of. And then it's front and center and everything's just going to feed down into it. It's going to be a lot easier. Baba turbo. Scrap all the other ideas. This is where we're going to put it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a piece of 1-inch pipe right here, point that straight up, another one right here, point that straight up, and then I'm going to get some angle iron into the tank, and then we're going to bolt the tank to the piece of straight up pipe on both sides, and then it should just float there like that somehow. We can put our cap wherever we want on the top. Oil drain's going to come down into this side, come down into this side, or something, one of the two like that. All right, here's the final resting place for our tank. What we did was we just took the turbo out of here. We welded some bars straight up on each side here. It's not perfect, it's never gonna be perfect. And then we just welded some plates onto our thing to mount it to, so we'll just drill some bolt holes in this, just put some quick bolts through there, and now we can figure out where our cap goes, where our pump goes, where our oil distribution goes, and we can put some bungs in this accordingly. So we've got to do some more aluminum welding, unfortunately, but honestly, we could probably just save a lot of time by just mounting this to this rad fan for now. And like, whatever. Just mount it to this shroud. Because we got to get rid of this anyways when we put a bigger radiator fan in it. But for now, like, just mount it here or something. Like, because I don't have a plate that I can just weld to this thing, which would also be probably the easiest thing to do. And maybe I'll find a plate. Well, I don't have any plate, but I do have this angle iron, so what I'll do is I'll cut 2 pieces out of it, and I'll weld the middle down, and I'll create my own plate. Why do I gotta do things legitimately sometimes? So I just quickly fuse weld this piece of plate together, 2 pieces of angle iron, and now we can mount this somewhere, because this should hold our piece. I was thinking just exactly like what I just did right there. Exactly what I wanted to do. Here we go, just a simple little plate. We should just fit on there once we let it cool down a little bit. Be able to get 3 bolts in there, possibly. And that should be enough. The outlet is right here, so from the tank out to here. Don't want to melt these things, but yeah, plate done. There we go, pump and tank mounted. Well, probably put 2 more bolts in each side of this, but I mean, it's pretty freaking solid for what it is. It's only got to hold 5 liters of oil. This is just with 2 bolts there, and then now we just got to put our bungs and everything and start plumbing it up. Now the part I really don't want to do is we have to add bungs for our fittings. The only thing is we don't have any bungs, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our hole saw, we're going to cut a piece of 3/16 aluminum, weld onto it, and then our aluminum should be like, I don't know, just over a 1/4 inch thick, and that should be enough that we could run our NPT taps through it. That way we can put bungs in it, because we're too cheap to buy bung holes for our bungs. Now I'm gonna definitely show you exactly what I mean by that. We'll bring our tripod over here because I can't drill things and keep steady at the same time. So if we were gonna take our normal piece of plate here and try and tap through this, it's only an 1/8 inch thick, so you might get 1.5, maybe 2 threads if you're lucky. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 2-inch hole saw here. We're just gonna okay, there's our piece. I don't want to grab it because it's gonna be hot, so we'll grab it with these probably. So now, if you add this thickness with this thickness, when you tap that, there should be enough meat on that that it makes a good seal. So we'll weld these to our can, and then we'll drill them out, tap them, and then that's what's ultimately gonna be our cheap plugs. All right, I've decided to break it down into steps. So what we're gonna try and do is start from where the oil is gonna start and then move from there and weld up things as we need them and go from there. So we have a cap so we can get oil into the can. Obviously this can's gonna need a lot of cleaning because there's some shavings inside of it. But we have a cap, we can get oil into it. have a fitting in the back here. We can get oil out of it, and then it goes into the pump. So next we gotta go from the pump to our 2 distributions into the oil feeds up at the top here. Alrighty, I've edited what we have. We kind of got to get through this so we can move on and upload this video, because it's been like a week since we've uploaded a video. And I'm really sorry for that. I still work full time. Well, we're going to come out of this one. We're going to go into this T at the bottom. It goes from 5/8 down to 3/8. And then we have 2 of these rails. And you have to kind of put them in a central location, because I did buy all of the same lines. So they're going to have to go in the middle here somewhere, or on the outsides here somewhere. I haven't decided yet. As you can see, it comes up, it's going to split into each one of these, and then there's 4 fittings in these. It's going to house 4 lines, and then the 4 lines are going to go to the turbos. Now I have another reason I want to upload this. Is it's nice to get your guys' feedback and suggestions on ideas that I have that I don't fully believe in. Like, I know this is going to kind of work, but I'd like to hear what you guys have to think about it as well. Some of you guys are like engineers, some of you guys are backyard mechanics, and still it's good to have a fresh set of eyes on something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go inside, I'm gonna add this to the video. It's probably gonna be around like 18 or 20 minutes long. It's a little on the short side of what I normally upload, but I'm gonna let you guys give me suggestions on what we gotta do with this. I know we didn't make huge progress, huge visual progress, but I did put a lot of hours into building the tank and then mounting brackets and stuff, so make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to come out here immediately after uploading the video, and I'm going to start on the next video, so we have one in like 3 days or so. I'm hoping first startup is going to be sometime this week. It might not be with full charge piping, but it will be first startup, just to hear what the engine is going to sound like with individual runners and individual exhausts. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Peace easy, and get that V.